Hi, welcome to We Wine Whenever. I'm Wendy.
I'm Kelly.
We are talking about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 14, Episode number 4. And this one's called Twisted Sisterhood. Yep. We pick up where we left off with Kyle and Dorit arguing at the table. Dorit says, I'm supposed to have blind loyalty to you, but God forbid I make a misstep, then you punish me for 6 months.
So as I'm listening to what Dorit is saying to Kyle, I'm thinking, so basically Kyle's treating Dorit the way Cathy treats Kyle if Kyle falls out of line. Because Kyle has said it in the past.
Right.
She doesn't talk to me. She cuts me off.
Right.
So it's just interesting that Kyle's does it to Dorit. Like maybe it's how they were like how they grew up.
Yeah, it's a pattern. I mean, Kyle does say she acknowledges that. She said, I acknowledge that.
Yeah.
And listen, that's half the battle, acknowledging that you're doing it.
Absolutely.
Right? Then Kyle says, if you have these things building up, like you have to tell me. Dorit says, this has not just been recently. This has been over the last couple of years, the way you've always done it. You know, I make a silly comment, like I say I have to save Kyle's fashion show. And then they flash back. That was in 2019.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was like, 2019, like you've had that in your, like, did you have to go, like, how do you, I have no idea what happened in 2019. I'll be honest with you.
Right.
She's like, it was a joke, big deal. You didn't speak to me for 6 months. And Sutton mouths at the table to Erika, we are going back that far. And
but
Erika
Hilton also said she did the same thing to me.
Yeah, but she didn't mouth that. And then,
right. That's true.
Then Erika mouths back, yeah, years ago. And then Dorit says, you got to be joking me. You can say Buca di Beppo also in 2019. I don't feel like I've been transported to Capri, Italy.
Right.
And Dorit said it's
snarky comments.
They are. Like, they really are.
They're on the show. They're getting paid to make snarky comments.
Right. That's what they are. And she's like, it's not okay for me, to do that. Kyle says, I've been a very good friend for many years. Kyle said, I didn't say it's okay. And it's funny. Kyle said, it's been 2 years since I lost my best friend and I'm going through a separation. And you could see she's crying. Give me a fucking break. Dorit says to Kyle, I know you were going through a hard time. That's why I've been giving you grace for 2 years.
I forgot about Kyle's friend committing suicide. And
I did too.
Definitely has to be part of everything that's going on with her. I honestly forgot about it until she said it. I was like, oh.
Right. And that's 2 years ago, not in 2019.
Right.
So Dorit says she has been giving her grace, but I mean, I don't know. I guess at this point, she's just at her wit's end. She says, you've pushed me too far. You don't get to pick and choose when it's okay and when you want to be friends and when it's okay, when it's convenient, when I'm going to freeze you out, and when I'm going to punish her. And that's what she does, just like you said, just like Cathy would do.
Yeah.
She would punish her for 6 months or however long she wants to.
And it was interesting to me that they said that about her because I'm like, she always plays the victim when Cathy does it to her, but then she's doing it to other people. Like, we didn't know that. She gets so upset.
Right.
And, physically upset, you can tell.
Right.
Cathy does it to her, but it's like, oh, but you're doing it to other people. So that was interesting.
Yeah. And then she says, well, did you get mad at Erika? She's like, well, I was hurt by what Erika said, referring to the text message being manipulative when she showed it to her. And then Dorit says, well, how about what she said on Watch What Happens Live when Andy asked her about the reunion? And she said, well, I hope, you're going to eviscerate everyone like you did with me. She didn't even say Kyle's name. She just said,
She didn't.
Yeah. And then Erika's like, well, listen, I'm going to jump in on this one now that you're mentioning me. She says, I was speaking about myself to Andy. Dorit said, if I said something like that, you sure would get mad. And then Kyle said, yeah, but she also apologized to me, meaning Erika. And then Jennifer, like in her confessional, she's like, wow, this is like going way back. Like, I just want to eat my dinner. Yeah. And you could see like the look on her face. Like she has no idea what they're even talking about.
Right.
And even Bose is like,
yeah,
what is going on? So then Sutton says, I just want to jump in because I've been on the receiving end of Kyle icing me out. And I spoke to her about this, which she did when they met up. She's like, and she's working on it, which is what Kyle said. She's working on it. Sutton then says to Dorit, like, I've known you 5 years and I've never seen you this angry. And Dorit's like, yeah, I am angry. I'm really angry. And that's what we were seeing. It's like, it was almost like blind rage. But it
Yeah.
was so calculated because she had all the specifics from so long ago. Oh, it's not like it just, not that I want to say it was rehearsed, because she really was mad. You could see how mad she was.
Dorit.
Yes.
Yeah. I think she's had plenty of time to think about it because, if you don't talk to a friend for 6 months and you don't necessarily know why.
Right.
You're going to start thinking of all the things you feel they did to you.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And you're going to start like taking inventory of that. And maybe even writing it down. Like maybe she wrote it down. Like it did seem like she was like, and this and this and this. But once you take inventory, it's fresh in your head.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Then Kyle says, listen, I'm working on it. She's like, I shouldn't have said what I said on Amazon Live. I apologize. These are things that I need to work on. And Dorit apologizes for showing the text message to Erika. At the same time, Erika is whispering to Bose, always keep your text messages. Don't erase anything. And I only know because they wrote it on the screen because I really couldn't hear her.
No, me neither.
I was like, oh, she's giving good advice. That's good.
She is giving good advice.
So
did you see Bo's nails, by the way?
I did not.
They were Bridge and Tunnel.
They were?
They were all gemmed out. I'm like,
that's so funny.
The last thing Bo says is Bridge and Tunnel.
No, she is not Bridge and Tunnel.
No. Sorry,
she is not.
Barlow.
She is not. She did not notice that. That's very interesting.
Yeah, they were all gemmed out.
We'll have to get a close up of her nails and post it.
And not Bridge and Tunnel.
Not Bridge and Tunnel.
Those is nothing in the light.
At Lisa Barlow.
Yeah. Exactly. Cathy looks different. Did she get her nose done or something?
I don't know. I just think that I don't know if she did or not. I mean, she
don't care, but
yeah, I don't know.
She looked.
I mean, every time I see her, I don't want to. Because I think she's entertaining. I think she looks a little bit frumpier every time I see her. She just is looking, and it could be the way that she dresses, or this.
I think it's the way she dresses.
The stupid hats that she wears.
Yeah, it's like Heather on Salt Lake City. Like you do all this work,
right?
Show it a little bit,
right?
At least,
right.
But yeah, Cathy dresses frumpy.
Yeah,
and I'm sure her clothes cost.
Oh yeah.
A shit ton of money. It's just, it does give off a little frumpy vibe.
Yeah. So then Dorit brings up about BravoCon. What happened at BravoCon was a joke. She's like, Kyle said, well, that hurt me. It may have been a joke to you, but it hurt me. Dorit says, I'm sorry if it hurt you. I thought we were done with it. Then Kyle says, well, that negates, your apology.
Again,
I didn't think it did.
Kyle was laughing. You can't laugh and make light of it and then 2 days later be upset over it.
Well, honestly, I think in the moment you have to laugh. You're on live TV. What are you going to do? You've got an audience sitting in front of you.
It's just disingenuous, I guess.
I don't think, I mean, listen, I could see where she would be hurt by it if she was taking it personally. Again.
But she only said,
I thought it was a joke.
Because she spilled the drink on her.
I know. I agree with you. I mean, I don't personally think it's something that she should have been hurt by. I do think that she was hurt by it. I do.
Right.
And the fact that she laughed at it, I don't think that is proof that she wasn't hurt by it. I think that she was in an awkward position. And when you're on stage, the show must go on. You know what I mean? You can't just.
Yeah.
So, but then when she's like, well, I apologize if you were hurt by that. Not that I apologize for doing it. Well, she didn't apologize for doing it because in her mind, it was a joke. And then when Kyle says that you're negating the apology by saying that you're not being genuine, I thought, oh shit, we're going back around.
Yeah,
and then when Garcelle jumps in.
Yeah, she did not need to jump in. Garcelle should have stayed the F out of it.
Yeah, she really should have, because that's what made it even worse. And Garcelle's like, I agree that Dorit doesn't say she's sorry. She doesn't own anything. And that's not exactly what Kyle was saying.
And it's not true. Even her issues with Garcelle, she did apologize.
She did apologize to Garcelle, but it was the same kind of apology that she gave to Kyle. She apologized for hurting her feelings by by using the words.
Not for her action, not for her actually doing the action.
Right. Which is the exact same apology. And that's why Garcelle agreed with it.
Right.
But again, like, this wasn't your time to jump in. Like, if you want to have this with her, like, they were just about to squash it.
Right.
And then, I don't know. That, Dorit says, I'm not surprised that you agree with that. And let's be honest, I'm not your favorite person. I would expect you to not agree. And Gar says, well, good. Then we're on the same page. And then everyone at the table, they're like putting their hands over their face, like, oh my gosh, like what's going on now? You could see it on everyone's face.
Right.
And then there's dead silence for a minute. And then Dorit says, I'm gonna turn in. And I'm like, well, thank God she's gonna turn in. And then Erika says, well, I'm gonna walk. I'll walk you out. Which I was glad that she wasn't leaving by herself, because that would have been worse too. Like, she shouldn't be leaving on her own.
Right.
Garcelle, after she walks out, Garcelle says, like, where do we go from here? And Kyle, in her confessional, said, I came in here trying to resolve this, and she obviously came in here wanting to fight. I mean, I do think that Kyle did go in there wanting to resolve it. I think that Kyle is the one who started the fight back up. When she said, you're negating it, she could have just let it go.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
She could have just let it go.
Yeah. And I think that Kyle wants the storyline to be about her. So, okay, you might have gone in to resolve it, but you still want it to be about you.
Right. So the next morning, the ladies are getting up and they're all getting ready. Garcelle and Sutton are talking about the fight, and
Cathy was brushing her teeth with an eyeshadow brush.
Right. We find that out from Kyle, because she forgot her toothbrush.
I mean, you're Cathy Hilton. Can't you call? Weren't they in a hotel?
Yes.
Can't you call someone and get a toothbrush stat? Like,
yes.
Come on.
Yes, you can. These are the reasons that I like Cathy Hilton, to be honest with you, because she's so damn bizarre. She is that, like, eccentric, because you don't call crazy and rich together. She's that eccentric, wealthy person.
It's almost like Grey Gardens, but she's functioning. You know what I mean? It's a little Edie. It's a little Edie-ish.
I've never watched,
and she's leaving
I never watched Grey Gardens. I'm sorry.
For the love of Pete,
I know.
Watch Grey Gardens.
I know.
It's a show. So they actually did a documentary. I could go on and on about this. They actually did a documentary on this mother and daughter, Edie and Edie. They're
real people.
Yes. Is it Jacqueline Kennedy's sister? Cousin? She's related to Jacqueline Kennedy.
Okay.
Onassis. Anyway, they basically become hermits. They stay in the house, and they also become hoarders. And so years ago, a film crew went in and did a documentary. This is like a reenactment of the documentary.
Interesting.
And Drew Barrymore's in it, and she's amazing.
Interesting.
And Jessica Lange. Jessica Lange is Big Edie, and Drew Barrymore is Little Edie.
Interesting.
I believe so. Yeah, I could be.
It's just a movie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even 2 hours, probably.
Okay. Or maybe I can get that in. All right.
Matthew will watch it with you. I think he already has.
I'm sure he has.
Yeah. So good. Cathy Hilton's a little Edie-ish, but she's not a hermit, and she's not a hoarder. She probably is. I don't see her as a hoarder.
No, I don't see her as a hoarder either.
Yeah.
No. So then Dorit goes into Erika's room, and she feels like for the first time she was able to get everything off of her chest. And I do agree with that. Like, she did, like, just put it all out there.
Yeah. Yeah, she probably felt great after that.
Yeah. Erika says to her, listen, I'm worried about your mental health. And I get it, because she's going through a lot. She's, going through a separation. She's let it all out on Kyle. And she's been there, Erika's been there with it all on, all over the media, all over social media, a divorce, a messy divorce. So, she was there. She also said that she felt like she's coming across as very angry. And she also admitted that she came across as angry as well.
Right.
And she did. And, we've said this pretty much almost every episode. Hurt people hurt people.
Yeah, that's right.
So this is what you get, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then that's when we see Cathy, Jennifer, and Kyle. They're all talking. And Jennifer Tilly says, when you and Dorit got into it, oddly, it was kind of enjoying it. Did you see the look on Kyle's face when she said that?
Yeah.
I was like,
Jennifer Tilly is like the perfect addition to this show.
she really is.
She's not taking it too serious. She's
Right.
a friend of. She certainly doesn't need the money. She doesn't need to come back next year. Like she's just here for it. Comedic relief. It's the perfect fit.
I agree. Kyle said that, she just wants to have fun today. So the ladies all meet up in the lobby and they're going to be going on this boat trip. They're going in these little carts together to get over there. And Bo says to Garcelle if she's ever been on a boat with these ladies before. And she says, well, yeah, in Mexico, Erika was trying to figure out her balance of pills and alcohol. And Bo's is like, oh, okay.
Hopefully she got that figured out before this voyage.
Kyle tells the ladies, about Cathy and the toothbrush. It's a 90-foot boat that they get on. And as soon as...
boat trip.
I know. I just need a trip. I'll be honest with you. It doesn't even have to be that far. I'll go down the street.
I totally agree with you. We
can go to Point.
Girls.
Get a room at Point Pleasant.
Or, you know what we could do? We could go to that spa in Long Branch on the ocean.
Oh, yeah, let's do that. We should do that. Okay. Soon as Sutton sees Captain Theo, she's like, ooh.
Yeah, she was digging him.
Yeah. He was cute.
Would be somebody I would think like, Sutton would probably think he's, cute.
Yeah, and he seems a little quirky, which is kind of what she needs.
Totally her gig.
Right?
Yes.
Then they're on the boat and there's lobsters and Cathy goes over to the chef and is telling him how to cook the lobsters on the grill.
That was hysterical. Because you know what? Don't you think Bill would do that?
Oh my,
I think Eric would.
No, Bill would not do that because Bill has a very high respect for chefs because he watches all those cooking shows.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, Eric might not say it, but he might think like, why is he doing it that way? He would probably say it to me.
Yeah. No.
Cathy's like that person that would be like.
Right. Yeah. Telling him how to do it. And then Kyle's like, oh my gosh, she's so embarrassing. She's very bossy.
I actually thought it was funny.
I thought it was hysterical. Then she's rearranging the flowers. In her confessional, she says she doesn't, before you know it, Cathy's going to be telling the captain how to drive the boat. And it's going to be like Gilligan's Island. I'm going to be stuck with these ladies for the rest of my life. Can you imagine that? That was hysterical.
Tess just sent me on Instagram the clip of, now I didn't watch the Paris Hilton reality show with her husband, but there's that famous clip that goes around of Cathy in her kitchen freaking out that the Hermes tray.
Yeah.
They're in because that was a gift to her husband.
Right.
And texted me that clip and I'm like, yeah, there's just something wrong with her.
Yeah, I know. I did watch the show and every quirky thing she did make me laugh because I'm just like,
I thought the thing with the chef was actually funny.
Yeah, I thought it was funny too.
Yeah.
That's why I like her. I think she's entertaining.
Yeah.
Kyle asked Cathy if Dorit said hi to her, and she's like, she did not. So Sutton said,
didn't say hi to her either.
I know, but again, I think she was asking Cathy because Cathy had nothing to do with it.
Dorit didn't say hi to Cathy?
Hi to Cathy, yes.
I'm sorry, I thought you meant Kyle. Oh, yeah, that's
odd.
No.
Yeah, no, she didn't say hi to Cathy. So then Sutton said, Dorit and Kyle talked a lot at dinner last night. How you're all feeling about it? I was like, oh. So Dorit said she felt like she got a lot off her chest. And she's like, well, do you feel better? She's like, I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm hurt. Like I'm in a deep place of hurt. Then she says to Kyle, listen, I love you. I don't hate you. And then you saw like a little bit more of a vulnerable side of her. And Kyle's a little more receptive. She's like, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And then she starts crying, Kyle, and she's like, listen.
No tears.
Okay.
It was a Tamara cry.
Okay, no tears. No tears.
That's okay.
She says, listen, we're both going through so much. Like, they don't need to be thinking about this. They have other important things going on in their lives. They don't need to be fighting over. And it's true. And then Dorit's like, the irony of all this is like, you and I should be like getting closer. And here our husbands are like, they're closer than ever, like living their best lives. And we're further apart than we've ever been.
Yeah.
And it's true.
Yeah.
It's absolutely true. So they are both apologizing. They feel that they can put their friendship back together again. So I hope that this is the last of it, but I have a feeling it will not be.
I'm wondering because, people are saying online that they're very friendly again, Kyle and Dorit. I haven't seen pictures on social media, but apparently they're posting together. So they are okay right now. So I'm curious if, like you said, is this it or does something else resurface? Like somebody who I was listening to a podcast and they were like, I think it was somebody with Heather McDonald, but it wasn't her saying it. But they were like, I really hope that this whole season isn't about Dorit and Kyle not getting along. And I think Heather McDonald was like, well, no, we see them on social media now and they're, I mean,
Okay,
Dorit,
good.
Cathy Hilton just had that big party. I mean, not that she wouldn't invite Dorit, but Dorit was there. Kyle was there, obviously.
So I didn't see enough on social media about that party. I did want to see everybody was there. I saw the night of the party, Gina started, I don't know if it was Instagram. It was probably Instagram, where she's like, I have 2 hours. She was just like, when you're in that spot where you just don't feel like you're not motivated to blow dry your hair and to get dressed, but you're doing something fabulous and you want to do it, but you're just not motivated.
Mm-hmm.
So
Story of my life.
Yeah. So she put that post up and I was like, oh my God, I could so relate. And then a little while later, she thanked everyone that she was rallying and she was getting ready to go. And she went. And I was glad to see that she did go. But I get it. I get it.
Oh, I totally get it.
And that's just to go down the street. I can't imagine you got to go all the way from Orange County to Beverly Hills.
Right.
Like, I don't even know, what does that involve? Does that involve do they drive or do they fly there?
I'm sure they have a driver.
Okay.
I mean, it's like an hour and a half drive. I don't think.
Is that it? It's only an hour and a half?
From Orange County to Beverly Hills, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, from Orange County to LA. So how far is Beverly Hills from, I know it's on the outskirts, but it's pretty much right there, isn't it?
I guess so.
Yeah.
Okay.
That party did look amazing, though. Like the whole Southern hospitality cast was there.
The whole cast? Really?
Pretty much. I mean, I saw Grace Lilly. I saw, what's the other girl's name? I mean, Joe Bradley was there. And then
Leva was there.
I think Leva was there, but the DJ. Yeah.
I know who you're talking about. Maddie.
Thank you. Interestingly enough, I didn't see James Kennedy there, but I did see Allie there. And did you see what came out today about James Kennedy?
It actually came out yesterday.
Yeah. We got now. Okay, so we'll get back to Beverly Hills, but he got arrested for domestic violence.
Yep.
Was it with Allie?
It was at his house, unnamed female.
Okay.
It was a misdemeanor felony. I actually didn't know there was such a thing as a misdemeanor felony.
Me neither.
It was a misdemeanor felony, and he had to post $10,000 bail. I guess they don't have the same bail reform
of the VPR reboot.
And he was drunk. According to Nick Vile from Vile Files, because he was there, he said that he saw him visibly drunk at the party.
Oh, so he was at the party.
He was at the party.
So he was drinking. I'm sorry to hear that because he was doing very well.
I am too. And I did see Bethany had posted something yesterday about the reality reckoning. And, she's not done with the reality reckoning and all the things that she's been able to accomplish because of it. And then she brought up James Kennedy. And I was like, whoa, I really honestly thought, and I like Bethany. I thought that was not the right time. I get it. It's been chronic that he's been accused of these things, but come on.
What was she saying?
That basically Lisa Vanderpump is a producer on this show.
Oh, and she didn't brush it under the rug.
Yes. I mean, she didn't exactly say those words, but
yeah,
basically that's what she was saying,
Yeah.
Kristen Doty accused him of this many years ago.
Yes, she did.
And, that, pushed under the rug. Then Raquel made those accusations.
Yeah.
And Allie's never made those accusations. So
she's never made those accusations, but she also was not, when he was talking about marriage, she was not quick to the jump on that. And I always wondered why. And maybe this is why.
Well, I always thought that she jumped into the scene quickly to be on the show.
I agree with you there.
That she saw the opportunity.
Yeah.
Because Raquel was out of the picture because they met very shortly after the Raquel and James breakup.
Yeah.
And this, she thought, was her opportunity.
I agree with that.
And she plotted her, her entry into the show.
Yeah.
I do feel bad. Listen, I don't like to see, I'm curious to see what Lala has to say about it.
Yeah, I know.
Because she's always been
for him.
Yeah.
'Tis not easy. And, I wish him nothing but the best. I don't obviously support domestic violence, but I
No.
support anyone who has an addiction problem, and he clearly does. So I hope he gets help, and I hope he sobers up again and moves on in a positive direction.
No, I 100% agree with that.
Sorry, people. We got off on a tangent.
Yeah, we did. So let me just see. Where did I leave off? Okay, they're both. All right. So Cathy asks Jennifer
to get her lobster out of her shell.
To get it out of the claw. Like, she didn't know how to get the lobster out of the claw.
Listen, okay. I thought Cathy was pretty entertaining this episode, but these are the things that I'm like, you're an asshole. She doesn't need to get the fucking lobster out of the shell. She just doesn't want to because she's a lazy ass and people do everything for her. I mean, come on. You're eating lobster.
Wait a second. I mean, she's on a boat. Excuse me. She's on a 90-foot yacht.
Yeah.
She could have asked the staff to do it. Why does she have to ask Jennifer Tilly? The staff would have been more than happy to do it.
Why doesn't she just take a fucking fork and a knife and get the fucking lobster out of the shell
herself? You need
herself?
the cracker. You need the cracker.
Well,
were the crackers on the table?
These are the scenes where I'm like, she's just nauseating.
I'll be honest with you. I've never taken a claw out. That's Bill's job.
I do not order lobster because it is too much work. I have said this throughout my marriage a million times. I don't want it. I don't want to work for my meal. I'll take the scallops. Thank you.
I hear you.
Right?
I don't order it either because I don't even love it that much. I really don't even like it that much.
I do like it, but it's too much work. But, monkfish is a very good knockoff of lobster. And you don't have to work. Yeah, monkfish is very good.
Okay,
and you
good
do
to
not
know.
have to work that hard. When monkfish is on the menu, I get it.
Good to know. Okay, so then we see Sutton's been... Okay, so Garcelle and Kyle are talking, like, in the front of the boat, and Sutton and Dorit are talking in the back. And Sutton's like, listen, her son James was about the same age as Dorit's son Jagger when she got separated.
Yeah.
And she tells her that, listen, she will be there for her. Dorit says she's never felt more alone or lonely. And Sutton and Dorit, are grateful to have each other. And Dorit's grateful that Sutton's going to be there to support her. Yeah. And meanwhile, in the front of the boat, Garcelle is trying to figure out what's up next for her. Her boys are getting ready to leave. And then she starts crying, Garcelle. And when she's talking to Kyle, she's like, Kyle can totally relate to this. Kyle says the idea of being alone as an old person scares her. That I get. I get that.
Totally got it. Totally got it.
I get that.
Yep.
What does that look like for her?
Yeah, I mean, even I don't know how old Kyle is, but she's I
in
think
her
about
50s.
that too. I mean, I'm happily married, but God forbid something happens to one of us. It's like, that's very scary, and we're getting to the age where anything could happen.
Right. So then Garcelle asks, how is Mo? And she said that, he came over for Mother's Day. And then she tells him that PK reaches out to her. And Garcelle is surprised to hear this, which I told you I was surprised too.
As were we. Yeah.
Right.
As were most people who heard it.
Yes. Jennifer then asks Bose, when are we going to meet your man? And she says that they've been dating for 8 months. He's kind, successful, generous, and fine as hell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm looking forward to, getting to meet him.
Me too.
She said since her husband has passed, dating's been tough. She was recently dating a con artist. And then Jennifer admits that she was also.
She said I would slide him my card under the table so it could look like he was paying.
Yeah.
I'm paying. Everybody needs to know I'm paying. That's not true.
I think it's interesting that both of them,
Well, listen, I mean, people know who Jennifer Tilly is. We're just meeting Bose, but people in the industry know who Bose. It's like Vicky Gunvalson with Brooks. Like, he was in the insurance industry. He knew who she was. anybody who knows who Bose was, like, they know she's got coin. So yeah, you become a target.
That's unfortunate, but I'm
Very
glad that they were
unfortunate.
both able to kind of get out of that
Yeah.
unscathed,
Yeah.
Then the next morning, oh no, wait.
Wait, did we get to
Do I have another page? Hold on.
Sutton's speech? Wait, are we at the dinner yet? Oh, no,
Yeah.
we're not off the boat yet.
Wait,
Cathy tells the captain.
here we go.
Cathy
Yeah, I got
tells
another
the
page.
captain that, was it Cathy that told the captain to carry Sutton off the boat?
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
That was cute.
Okay, so then Sutton wants to give the captain her phone number, and Cathy has Captain Theo carry her off the boat. That's what happens next.
That was actually very cute.
That was cute. This is their last night, and the ladies are getting ready for dinner. Dorit says that she had a good day, and I thought it was interesting that Sutton and Dorit both had glam, and Cathy and Kyle did not. Did you notice that?
Kyle does her own makeup a lot.
I do
I
too.
think Kyle does that a lot, and she does a great job.
She's probably doing Cathy's makeup also.
Yeah,
let's be
that's
real.
what I assume. I don't think Cathy's doing her own makeup. If she's not taking her own lobster out of the shell, I don't think she's doing her own makeup.
So they all get downstairs for dinner, and the table again. I am in awe of these table settings. It's just gorgeous. The flowers that are on these tables.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just beautiful.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine like how much that one table setting cost to get it to look like that. And it was even on the beach. It was the same thing, like just for like a dinner or a lunch at the beach.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know why this happened, but Kyle asks Cathy if she sends nude photos to Rick. Where did that come from?
I don't know.
But then she says she has them in the vault, and then she she clarifies it in the vault at the bank. At the bank? What? But I don't remember
She's got
how
a safety deposit box of nudes.
Oh wait, honey, let me go to the bank and get our pictures.
It was so funny. That was really funny.
It really was. And I don't remember how it came up or why it came up, but I just remember writing it down like, oh my God, like,
yeah,
that's just Cathy.
Yeah. What about, why did Garcelle care that Dorit reposted Teddy's Instagram post? Like, so Teddy puts up a post about her dad's concert and tags Dorit. And Dorit reposts it. Like, that's, I'm
normal.
sure, what Teddy wanted her to do by tagging her. Otherwise, she wouldn't have tagged her.
Right.
But, like, why was like that? I love Garcelle, but that's like nitpicky. What do you, like, why? Why are you even questioning that?
Because she's going for her. She really is. Yeah. Because she said earlier that she wasn't really friends with Teddy when Kyle was calling her out for not sticking up for Teddy.
So, listen, Dorit said exactly what she said. Like, I know a lot of times these housewives, they're like, no, I didn't say that. And then they flash back and they really did say it. Dorit actually remembered exactly what she said. She said, we're friends, but we're not that close.
Right.
Which is probably the truth. Listen, we all have friends. Like, you and Lori are my friends. We're very close.
Right.
I have other friends I would consider
Don't
friends.
name the ones you're not close to.
No,
don't name them.
No, it's not happening. We're not like, I'm not like, like calling them with problems or like, confiding in them with things going on in my life. It's just not like that.
Right.
But I still consider them a friend.
Right. I know. She was really making something out of nothing.
I agree.
And then it just got blown up even bigger.
Right. Weird.
So then Sutton, after that whole thing, and Dorit kind of tries to explain herself, which I think she did fine with.
Yeah.
Sutton talks about letting things go ceremony that they did last year in Spain. And, when she thinks about that, she thinks about like trust and honesty as the backbone of a real friendship and a sisterhood. And, friendships aren't perfect. They have their ups and downs. And I was like, where is she going with this? Like, she's just going on and on. It was almost like a Dorit thing. You know how Dorit just talks and talks and talks. I was like, oh no, Sutton, are you doing there? So then she said, let's all join our palms together in solidarity of friendship. I was like, oh, okay, this is getting a little weird, right? true solid friends always stand the test of time. So they put all their hands in, and Sutton's wrapping their hands together with this blue ribbon. And Sutton says, in truth, we are now sisters forever. Is that from some movie? Like, where did that come from?
I have no idea.
It's
Maybe it's
just
from Top Gun. Isn't that the movie we're on right now with them?
It is, but that definitely was not. There was no wrapping of ribbons and Top
I don't think
Gun.
there was no
That'd be more like
party in Top Gun.
That'd be more like a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
I don't know. I don't know what that was.
Yeah.
I thought that was weird.
Bose is like, am I secretly marrying somebody right now? That was good.
So it's the last morning and all the ladies are packing up to leave. The ladies are all back on the bus. And, Sutton says that she didn't sleep very well last night when they mocked her ritual. And Garcelle's like, we didn't really know you were serious. Like, I thought it was a joke too. Like, I didn't know it was serious.
Yeah.
So Sutton said, the point I wanted to make is that, we can have disagreements with one another and be truthful with one another. Now let's talk about being open and honest. Sutton says, there was a moment where you whispered something to Kyle. And Erika says to Kyle quietly, I don't think that she was referring to Teddy was not her friend. They were just not close. Sutton said, I feel very awkward when someone is talking about someone else behind their back to others and everyone can hear you except that person. Sutton says, Erika, you said it quietly. Erika says, yeah, I know, but you were thinking it. Sutton says, yeah, but I wish you would have just said it louder.
Right.
Even if I was thinking it, like you're saying it, you're whispering it, like everyone can see you except for the person that you're talking about. Right. And then Dorit again, which really was trying to clarify what she said, because then it was repeated what she was saying about Teddy, but that's not what it was about.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh my God, like how did this get so convoluted?
And why are we still talking about Teddy?
Right.
Like, come on.
So Dorit says, I just want to clarify this. I don't remember exactly what I said. And then she repeats it. Kyle says, listen, it's not about Teddy. Sutton's agreeing.
Was.
But no, not what Sutton was just saying. Not what Sutton was just saying wasn't about Teddy. It wasn't about Teddy. It was about don't talk behind people's backs.
Right.
Say it in front of others. That's what she had said. It happened to be about Teddy, but the conversation Sutton was trying to have was not about Teddy. And then she said it was Erika's offhanded comment to Kyle, and she was trying to explain it to her, but she still didn't get it. She still didn't get it. And Garcelle in her confessional said, it's not about Teddy. But Teddy will be thrilled that we're talking about her.
You did say that. That was so funny.
I did happen to hear on Teddy's podcast, she gave a shout out back to Garcelle about what she said.
That's funny.
Yeah, that was funny. And then Dorit in her confessional says, this is what I mean when I say you never know what you're going to get, which Sutton is going to show up. Because on the boat, she wanted to be there for me. And then on the bus, it's a different Sutton. And it really wasn't a different Sutton.
I agree. It wasn't.
It's that Dorit wasn't understanding what the conversation was.
Right. And she has to she needed to chill a little bit in that moment. Don't pop off right away. Just relax and receive what Sutton was saying.
Right. But she just wasn't getting it.
She was not getting it.
Right.
She wasn't getting it.
And then Garcelle says the whole point of this is that we should be able to say anything in front of anybody and know that it may not be well received, but at least we're being open and honest.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I agree. And then Dorit says, I am being open and honest with this. Sutton, this is a pattern that you yell at me. And I'm just like, no, now it's going to...
Listen, I'm loving Dorit this season. I love where she's at right now. She don't give any Fs, and I'm here for it. But she was the one yelling.
I know.
She was the one yelling the other time.
I know.
Between her. She's the one, But I like it.
I know. But then... the way it ended, I'm like, oh no, now her and Sutton are going to be fighting. And meanwhile, Sutton was just trying to have her back and say, listen, we shouldn't be talking.
Right.
And she missed it.
She totally missed it. I totally agree with you.
I wonder if she's going to watch this back and be like, oh, now I get it.
I hope so
too. I hope so too.
And why the hell is Camille Grammer on the show next week?
I
am so done with Camille Grammer being on this show. I don't want to see her anymore. I can't stand when she's on.
No, how do you really feel?
I mean, I'm not as passionate about this as I am other issues that you all are well aware of, but I'm not I just was never a huge Camille fan. So like, why do they keep bringing her back?
I don't know. I guess we're going to have to wait and see, but I do know
other
that
people I'd like to see back. I would like to see them bring back, who is the witch? Just for like 1 or 2 episodes. No, huh? All right. I thought that might be fun. That was
I'd rather
it,
see
right?
Brandy come back.
Listen, I say honestly, in all honesty, Bravo, do something for Brandy. Bring her back on Beverly Hills. Do something for her because you fucked her all up.
Yes, I agree.
You encouraged that behavior. You enabled that behavior. You contributed to that behavior. You are liable. You are negligent and liable in my eyes. Do something for this poor woman.
Have you seen her pictures on social media?
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's heartbreaking. It is just heartbreaking. She does not deserve this.
No, she doesn't.
And
she doesn't.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe Bethany can help her.
Maybe. And listen, I know Caroline has that lawsuit, but she's not named in the lawsuit, Brandy, because I think the lawsuit is basically like Bravo's, like it's against Bravo like allowing that behavior.
Well, listen, it wouldn't make sense to name her in the lawsuit. It wouldn't make sense because if she doesn't have any money, why are you naming her in the lawsuit? And she doesn't have any power. Why would you name her in the lawsuit? It's horrible.
I agree with you though. Bring Brandy back. Do something for the girl.
Yeah. I would like to see Brandy back.
Me too.
I would. All right. That's my next suggestion. Let's bring Brandy back.
Do it. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Maybe we'll start a petition.
And stop encouraging bad behavior and alcohol abuse with her.
Yes.
How about that?
Yes, let's do that.
Not that she abuses alcohol. I'm just saying,
right.
In that environment, I am sure they are heavily encouraging that woman to drink so she does outlandish and salacious things that they can get on film.
I agree. All right. Until next time, thank you for watching.
Bye.